Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
This is the Cat Girl Film Podcast.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Starring two white guys.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
I
got a feeling!
Okay, welcome back everybody to the Cat Girl Film Podcast. And I actually need to say something very, very important.
Oh, this is an apology video?
Yes, this is actually an apology because I got something incredibly wrong.
Do you need a ukulele?
No, I'm not a groomer.
Yet.
No. No. God. Ugh. That video is cursed for the rest of my life. No, actually, this is an apology because I got something wrong. Because a few episodes ago, I said we were on the halfway point of our lists.
Are we now on the halfway point of our list?
We are actually officially on the halfway point of our lists.
Dang.
This is our number 25 in episode number 32. Yeah, 32. I am very sorry for being a big dum-dum. I will resign immediately from the podcast once we finish
That
ranking.
means you give me gum-gum.
We're not reviewing that movie ever. I don't like that
What?
movie.
It's a fine movie.
I don't really like
Robin
it.
Williams is good in it.
Yeah, I like Robin Williams in it. Everywhere else,
Ben Spiner's fine.
I don't really care for Ben Stiller whatsoever.
Really?
He's not really.
Do you not like Dodgeball?
Oh, I can't.
Zoolander?
Oh, actually, hang on. Since you said that, I actually thought of something about that, but we'll talk about that sometime.
Dodgeball, Zoolander?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk
about it. Not this episode, though. Way later.
All right, so today, Bryce, what are we doing today? Since we are finally halfway through top 50 movies. We're on the 25s. Did you really think when I told you we were going to revive this podcast that we were going to make it this far?
No.
Dang.
No, I definitely didn't. Actually, no. I definitely did not think we were going to make this far.
Uh-huh. Well, hey.
Zero confidence.
Well, hey.
I thought you would cancel on me way more often.
No. Oh, no. It was just a matter of rescheduling. But, hey. We're halfway through, and I might as well finish up to the rest, huh?
I suppose, yeah. I'm locked in.
Cool. So, what are we doing today?
We are reviewing my number 25, The Princess Bride.
Here, I'll let you
Which I actually got to bring a book on set today.
Wow, this is a change of pace finally.
Look at this well-loved book, by the way.
My God.
That was a book I picked up at a garage sale about a decade ago.
Wow.
So there's no telling how old that one is.
I mean, we can see the publication date.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Ooh, nice piece of art on here.
Yes, it
I
is.
actually saw this book, believe it or not this exact one. I actually saw The Princess Bride on a paperback edition in a random bookstore I was in.
Oh.
And they had the cover of it was interesting because I thought to myself, this feels like a copyright violation because it looks like the actor and actress in The Princess Bride. Okay, so let's see. Illustrations copyright 2013. So this book was probably printed a little bit around 2013 or so.
Okay, so
the illustrations that were copyrighted in 2013.
Okay, so they probably had it for a few years before I bought it then.
Probably. But the illustrations 2013, the map 2007, and the copyright for the book 1973 was when it first came out. 1998, 2003. Yep. So interesting. Oh, it does have little illustrations.
Yeah, it's an illustrated version. That's why I picked it up.
Ah.
I saw it and I was like, ooh, Princess Bride, and I flipped it open and I was like, ooh, it's an illustrated version. That's so cool.
Wow. I wonder if I'm trying to find the map in here, but I don't see it anywhere. Oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no cover on this. It's just a
It's just a plain, just like the movie.
I bet it had a slip cover of some kind though.
It probably had a dust cover, but that I didn't buy it. So it wasn't there in the sale.
They probably threw it away. Some people do that.
Yeah.
I think they're anarchists if they do that, but it's their book. It's not mine.
I generally don't care.
Yeah, I know. All right, so Princess Bride. So fun introductions first off here. So before we talk about at least our relationship, I guess technically we do have a relationship with this movie together. What is your relationship on your own?
So, I saw this for the first time back in high school. In which case, I was, I really liked it. It was in my mind. I thought it was such a good movie. And I watched it before I even got into wrestling. So
yeah, that'll be tied into what we'll talk about later.
yeah. And then, like, I really liked the movie, and then I found the book at a garage sale, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go read through it. So, I've watched both the movie and I have read through the book.
Interesting.
So it has been some time since I've read through the book, but I have read through the book and I remember it fine. So.
My relationship with it. I might have saw it. I actually don't remember the first time I ever saw it, actually. It's been a long time. I think I first saw it in either elementary school or at my grandparents' house. I think my brother was a big fan of the movie.
Lots of people watch this when they're way younger.
Yep.
It's a very popular movie to show to kids.
Yep. It's a very, very good kids movie, so it checks out. I was not familiar with this certain person in it before I got into wrestling, of course, but I mean, I'm not very big into wrestling nowadays, but when I did get into wrestling, I recognized this famous wrestler that's in this movie was. So, that's really and truly my only personal connection to this movie. However, this is a movie that me and you both have seen quite a number of times together.
Yes, we have seen this movie several times together.
Yeah, if it's not this movie, it is definitely Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yep.
In terms of movies that we have rewatched together in the same room, more than any other movie I could think of.
Yeah, I would say first might go to Holy Grail. This might be a second. Then it would be Young Frankenstein, then Evil Dead 2.
And the fifth one would be, what's it called? It's the Jackie Chan one.
Oh, Drunken Master, yeah.
Yep.
Legend of the Drunken Master, yep. That's another good one, yep.
Yep.
We love watching those movies together. We love showing friends them.
Yep. It's super fun. But yeah, that's really and truly like one of those things that's like we've rewatched this movie countless times together.
Yeah, but also, like, this is generally a movie most people should be able to appreciate.
Yeah.
It's a very simple film.
Yeah, it's very simple, and it's honestly, like, very accessible to really anybody. There's nothing offensive about this movie whatsoever, unless you don't like fun, which there's quite a few people that do not like fun.
Yeah.
All right, so, with that being said,
yep,
you've read the book.
Yeah, mild history segment for us.
What's the mild history section?
This book is written by William Goldman.
Yes.
The writer of the original script. For years, he had written stuff for Hollywood. And he attempted to get this exact thing published, written as a movie script. He tried to get Princess Bride made years ago, before it actually came out. And every studio turned him down. And so he published a book. Self-published a book for Princess Bride, and the studios turned around and tried to buy the rights to it.
Hey, when in doubt, make it into a book.
And he had, like, very certain conditions on it to make sure it actually got made properly and all of that. So eventually it would get picked up by Rob Reiner. So that's where we get the whole thing from. A guy who tried to get a movie script, they wouldn't accept it, so he wrote a book, and then they had to be like, "Hey, we want the."
All right, Bryce. So, since you've read the book,
yes,
and I haven't, this will just be our main thing about with the writing, though. How well do you think that this book was adapted into a movie? Like, how good of it is an adaptation?
Relatively well. There's one very important thing that's in the book that's not in the movie. That is actually half the book. Half the book was not adapted.
Really?
Yes. For the better. Because this half is dumb. What it is, the plot... So, in the movie, we begin with a sick kid, and a grandfather comes in, sits down, reads the book to the kid. That's not what this book's about. This is a book... The book itself is about a guy, when he was a kid, his grandfather used to read a book to him. And the book is about him trying to find and recall the book he was read to as a child.
Interesting.
And him recounting on that, and the book stops every other chapter for him to recount about different things and things he used to do with his grandfather and how that related. So, the book itself, this book, is like half the message is just about this guy reminiscing about, like, oh, there's the map.
Oh, perfect.
Reminiscing about him and his grandfather and, like, the bonds between that. The other half is the actual story that was adapted to the movie. Mm-hmm. So, that's, like, the biggest difference here. is we don't get that, like, narrator that's, like, recounting the story to us and, like, him giving, like, offside tangents and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
With beyond that, the book also has a very interesting ending, if I remember correctly. The book ends mid-chase in the castle.
What?
The book decides to end on a cliffhanger.
Interesting.
Which is not what the movie does.
Yeah.
The movie actually has a proper ending.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, it's played off a little bit as the narrator not being able to remember, and he's like, I just don't remember how it ends.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well, sounds like the movie actually supersedes the book.
Yes, I much prefer the movie over the book. So, if you want to read the book, go for it, but I would personally recommend watching the movie beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But just watch the movie in general instead.
Yeah.
So.
Alright. Well, in terms of the writing, though, I really love the dialogue in this movie.
Yes.
So many fun,
Oh my
iconic,
God.
so many fun and iconic movie lines that me and you every now and then would quote to each other.
Give me a movie line.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Give me another.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Stop saying that!
Oh my God. As you wish.
Oh, man, what's a... Oh, Wesley. There we go. My dear Wesley.
Love. True love.
Skip to the end!
And that's all the ones I could think of.
Oh my God, there's so many good... Have fun storming the castle. You think they'll make it? It'll take a miracle.
Oh.
I'm on the brute squad. You are the brute squad.
Oh man, what about this one? I'm trying to remember how it went. The battle of wits has begun.
Oh my God, I do not have that entire monologue memorized.
I don't either.
Oh, it's such a good monologue.
Oh man. But either
You
way,
fool. You've already told me where the wine is.
Mm-hmm.
You already told me where the poison is. Not the wine. You already told me where the poison is.
Yep.
It has to be... Oh, goodness, what is that? What's over there?
Oh my God. How did you know that he would choose the poison one? I didn't. I just developed a natural immunity to
The iocane poison. Yep. Like, yeah, it's such a good movie. It's filled with, like... It's so quotable.
Yeah.
It's such a quotable movie.
Very, very quotable. In terms of beyond just the writing of the dialogue, though, everything flows from scene to scene pretty well.
Oh my gosh,
it's very
yeah.
well condensed. Like, it's a very standard fairy tale story, and it's like, yeah, this is pretty well done.
This is the kind of fairy tale story we never see.
Yeah.
Not even during when this movie came out.
The only other one I could think of that it reminds me of, and I'm not sure if you'll agree with me on this, Shrek.
That's fair. Shrek's more of a parody of it, but fair, yeah.
Because, like, Princess Bride has parodies of fairy tales within itself.
Yeah.
And then Shrek literally is, like, a complete bastardization of fairy tales where it's like...
They even parody Princess Bride in Shrek.
Yeah.
Famously, Lord Farquaad is a parody on Lord Humperdinck from this movie.
Yes, he is. But as an adaptation overall, as somebody who's never read the book and whatnot, I can see people probably preferring the movie overall, though, because it's like it's a very solid adaptation.
I prefer the movie over the book, actually. I've read the whole book, and I can confidently say the movie I prefer.
I understand.
It's only the book's like god awful. It's just I significantly prefer the movie.
Yeah. All right, acting. Very fun, iconic performances in this movie.
Oh my God! So let's talk about the leading man to start with.
Cary Elwes.
Yep. Cary Elwes is so good in this movie.
An auteur, as you might say.
Oh my God. This movie, along with like a couple of others, have definitely put him up there as one of my favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good in this movie. But also, the actor for Vicini.
Wallace Shawn.
Yes.
Big fan of Wallace Shawn.
So good.
Anytime whenever I see him in a movie, even if it's like for just a random appearance, it's like, oh, you were such.
He's going to be in more of my movies. Heads up.
I can't wait.
One of the I'll go ahead and spoil one of my movies that I will do later is My Dinner with Andre. That's going to be later. So good in that one.
Great. But, man, who else is in this?
There is also
we gonna talk about the big one, or are we gonna?
Well, I'm gonna talk about one last one before the one that we're obviously gonna nerd out about.
Are you talking about
Billy Crystal?
Billy Crystal,
who plays the Miracle Man.
Are you sure it's Billy Crystal?
I'm pretty sure it's Billy Crystal.
Oh wait, Miracle Max.
Yep, the Miracle. Yep.
Oh my god.
Billy Crystal. So, so every director, we've mentioned this before, every director has a preferred actor.
Yeah.
Maybe preferred actors or actresses. Like, it could really it depends per actor. Like, for example, one of the big ones for Tim Burton is
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. One of the big ones for Quentin Tarantino, Samuel Jackson.
Yep.
And the big one... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say... I'm trying to remember the director's name from Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, yes.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
I was going to say Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. And then we have Rob Reiner with Billy Crystal. Oh, we didn't even mention effing Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah, Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Well, Bruce Campbell is the
what's
Moose, but that would be Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, yeah, Sam Raimi with Bruce Campbell.
Yep.
And then, but Rob Reiner's is Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
There's always these directors that have, like, if you as an actor could become a director's favorite actor, you'll be fed. Like,
oh yeah, you'll be fed.
And Rob Reiner's is Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal, we've talked about. He was in Spinal Tap, where he played the mime. Come on, mime is money. Let's go. But in this one, he plays Miracle Max. It is really funny. Comes on screen immediately. Every line he says is so good. It's so quotable and funny.
Actually, I was going to say Robin Wright as the bride.
Ooh, interesting.
I feel like a lot of people overlook her. It feels like she's really good in her role.
She's really good in this, yeah.
Yep.
I love Billy Crystal. So
I understand.
Billy Crystal's the guy.
I understand.
And then, obviously, the one we're going to nerd about Andre the Giant.
Uh-huh, yep.
So good.
Plays Fizek, the big giant.
Yep.
He was very much beloved on set during the making of this movie.
Yep.
There's a bunch of different random stories about Andre the Giant and how apparently he farted on set. That
yes,
lasted
I know
15
exactly
seconds.
what you're talking about.
Yep, he farted 15 seconds on set and everybody was dead quiet until I think it was either Rob Reiner or somebody else on set that just said, Andre, you good? And he's like, all good now, boss.
Yep. The other one I really like is they were filming out of country, and there was a bunch of taxis, but they were way smaller.
Yeah.
And a group of the actors were talking with each other, and they kept on trying to hail a taxi, and they realized none of the taxis were wanting to pick up Andre because of how big he was.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they walked like down the block a little bit and hit Andre around a corner, and they hailed a cab. Cab came around, and they pulled Andre out. The cab owner went, no, you get out! He's not coming!
Oh my god. Oh my god, what a treat though Andre is, and this is like one of those like celebrity castings technically, because Andre at the time was not just he was a massive wrestler,
Yep.
not just within WWF, but even all over the world. Like everybody knew, like, oh yeah,
Yep.
it's Wonder of the World. Andre
He
the Giant.
was the most famous wrestler in the world at that point.
Yep.
Like easily.
Yep. And yet, still perfect casting with him playing
Yes.
as a giant.
He is he's the friendly giant, and even like trying to remove my bias from it, I would still say Andre the Giant's like one of the best roles in this film. He's so good.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of anyone else playing Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Not anyone else playing Fezzik.
Yeah, I can't either.
And he plays off of Vicini and Inigo so well.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good with each other. Like, he just bounces off every character in the movie. But that goes for everyone. Mm-hmm. Everyone plays off each other perfectly. They bounce off each other. And the characters that don't do so for good, like, to the point of, like, being really good. Like, Humperdinck and Vicini. Mm-hmm. But they play off them in the correct way. Because, like, Vicini obviously bounces off people, but that's how it's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the character that doesn't effing listen to anyone.
Yep.
While Humperdinck, very similar thing. But the people who he does connect on screen make sense because he connects with, like, for example, the Six-Fingered Man.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone, like, it's perfect casting, I'd say.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Like, I can't give a star to acting, but since we're moving over to production, like, this is the in-between for the two, star to casting.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect casting for a film.
Yep. And even still, the casting, those that are still alive, they come back together and they do fun readings of the script. Like they did it for 2020 during COVID when it first happened.
Yeah, when everyone else was doing screen readings and everyone was doing screen readings for 2020.
Yep. Some were better than others. Princess Bride is definitely up there as one of the better ones.
I will stand by the best one that ever came out of that was the Community one.
Oh my god.
Because that's also the one where we got the Pedro Pascal meme.
That's true. That is true.
With him laughing into crying.
Yep. Oh my god. Hey, at least out of everything that came out of 2020, hopefully most people will keep on forgetting about those celebrities that were singing John Lennon's Imagine.
Oh my god.
That tonal disconnect. Woo! The less said about that, the better.
Yes. Anyway, so Princess Bride.
Alright, so, not much to say about acting. It's all pitch perfect.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then finally, there's one last thing I want to mention.
What's up?
First off, Fred Savage does a good job with the kid.
Oh, yeah.
But my all-time favorite actors here.
Oh?
Peter Falk.
Peter Falk.
He plays the grandfather. And he is the narrator for the film.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes me real happy. Because I get to hear Peter Falk as the narrator. In case you don't know, Peter Falk, obviously grandfather in Princess Bride. He plays the henchman in, it's not Wacky Races, it's, World's Greatest Race or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But most famously, he plays Columbo in Columbo.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yes, which is one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Columbo. So, love Peter Falk.
Gotcha.
A show entirely carried by great acting, by the way. Good writing, amazing acting the whole way through. Oh, well, except the last season, but...
Yeah.
That goes for every show. The last season's always the one where people go like, ah.
Well, alright, so, production.
So, production-wise, they choose some very interesting sets here, but some of the sets are really fun. Like, Cliffs of Insanity, the Ruins, they go for some, like, very interesting places, but for the most part, I believe they just basically stuck to, like, the English countryside. Which, like, fair enough, but, like, even then, whew, man, the set design in this is so fun, like, the fire swamp, just so, man, I love the costuming in it, and the music in as well is also fun. It's not, like, super iconic. We're not talking, like, John Williams or, like, Hans Zimmer music here, but, it's really good music.
Yeah, it's just solid music. All around, it's done really well. One of my favorite set scenes or whatever, I guess this would be with design and stuff, is actually the original sword fight between Wesley and Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, so the choreography here would also fall in production.
Yep. I love the sword fight between the two. So much fun. Yes,
the choreography on that. I don't remember the story behind it, but there's like a big story behind them getting the choreography for it because they were like, they desperately tried to get a very famous 50s choreographer. And they were like, went through all this effort and they finally got them and they were like, okay, so like how long will you give me to do the sequence? And they went, how long can you go?
Yep.
And they were just like, you want like 15 minutes of just sword fighting? And they were like, please? And they're like, wait, seriously? I can just do that? They're like, please?
Oh my god.
So they were just like, hey, choreographer, effing go nuts. And they did.
Yep. Alright. Let's see, costuming. I love the costumes in this movie. Super fun. Wesley's is very iconic.
Yes, the man in the black mask.
Yep, and the bride is also very iconic with her red dress.
And obviously Humperdinck's.
Yep.
Like, that one would literally just be ripped off by Shrek. Like, one for one.
Yep. Oh my goodness. I really have not much else to really say.
Yeah. But yeah, like, the design for the movie. There's also one final thing we do have to put for design. Rob Reiner is one of those directors, he hides Easter eggs in his movies.
Oh no, I don't even know if I even caught it, actually.
he hides a hat in his movies. Spinal Taps is the most obvious. It's in the beginning sequence. He's just wearing it when he's pretending to be a different director.
Yeah.
So you remember that hat?
Yeah.
Do you know where that hat is in this movie?
No, I don't.
It's in the kids' room.
Of course it is.
It's hung up on his door.
Honestly, I was honestly expecting it to being in like the actual like story itself. Something.
Yeah, no, I wish it was. Rob Reiner
somebody-
hides that hat everywhere in his movies.
Somebody told me that there's like a scene within like the sword fighting scene, like somebody's random coffee mug was left behind.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know for sure if that's true. I haven't looked into it myself, but
I don't know about that, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's a fairly low budget film on a fairly cheesy set, so
yeah. Well,
we're not talking like Game of Thrones. Leave a coffee cup here.
No. So, I guess the question is for me though: would I recommend this movie?
Yes.
Pretty obviously, yeah. It should be a very obvious recommendation, especially for kids.
This might be the easiest recommendation I've given on the show.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I'm trying to think of the other movies. The only other movie that might be an easier recommendation is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
But, like, it's between these two being the easiest recommendation. So, like,
Well,
yeah. What would you rate it?
I actually looked at my IMDb and it said I gave it an 8.
Wow. Would you change that at all?
I mean, probably be a 9 or a 10 on a good day, 8 on a regular day.
Fair enough. For me, this is an easy 10.
Yeah, it's
like it's on my list, easy 10.
Yep. All right, so
our rating scales are very different from each other.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah,
because you do a bell curve, I do a linear graph.
Yeah.
So
all right. So, opposite end of the spectrum. This is actually a very recent addition on my top 50.
they came out very close to each other.
Pretty close, yeah. So, however, this is a horror movie.
Yes.
So-
Very different genre.
Very different genre, and actually was a pioneer within a horror genre. Itself.
Yes, I would definitely say yes.
Yep. This is 1973's The Exorcist, a movie made by two Williams.
Oh.
The movie is based off of a book by William Peter Blatty.
Oh.
And the director is made by one William Friedkin.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so...
William and William.
Yeah, William and William. It's very similar to another movie.
We're about to get into song.
Yeah. No.
William. Wait, what's
No.
it? What's William Henry? Oh, what was it? William Henry Stephen.
Something like that.
But yeah, you know the song I'm talking about.
Yeah,
By the way,
yeah.
look up that song.
Yeah.
Horrible Histories. So good.
Yeah.
Just look. You want just
Or no,
watching the show. Watch Horrible Histories.
Or Henry had so many wives that had to die.
Oh.
That's one of the songs I could think of.
Oh, the one I think of is Divorced, Beheaded, Died. Divorced, Beheaded, Survived. I'm Henry VIII, had 6 horrible wives.
That's from Boy in a Band, I think.
No, that's from Horrible Histories.
Oh, well, I need to rewatch Horrible Histories then, I think.
I think it's parodying another song.
Probably. Well, no. That one I was referencing, that came way later after Horrible Histories.
Oh, okay.
But, anyway, The Exorcist. Movie by two Williams. William Peter Blatty. And actually, so, before I talk more about background for this movie, I want to know a little bit, because we actually talked about this movie a little bit, actually, about 2 years ago, in 2024, when I first saw this movie. We saw each other on campus at college, and we just ate Waffle House together, and I was just telling them, like, oh yeah, I just saw The Exorcist for the first time. It was on my list to watch, and I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. And then you told me about how you never saw it,
Yeah.
but your father saw it.
Yes, my
Around
father saw it, yes.
Yeah, because I was talking about like how supposedly like this was during the marketing of this movie a long time ago. It was hailed as one of the scariest movies ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And then you told me about your dad's relationship to the movie, and I was just like, oh, this is interesting. So
Yeah, I can recount that real quick.
I would like. I was going to say I would like to recount that.
I have a much older father. He is in his late 70s now. So he was like the perfect age when this movie came out, because he was like 20s to 30s, around that age. And he went with a buddy of his, and they went to like this, mostly empty theater, because they went in the middle of the night. Went to this theater and they sat down, and this one guy came around, this like bigger set kind of guy, sat down right in front of them, but not like blocking the screen. And him and his friend were sitting and they were watching through the movie, and they got to this one particular scene, and they were jumping, they were scared, and one of them, this friend, was jittering his leg. He was so nervous, he was jittering his leg, to the point that he didn't notice he was bumping the seat in front of him. that he was kept bumping the seat in front of him during the movie. And the guy in front of them looked behind him and was like, "Could you please stop bumping the seat, man?"
Oh my god. Alright, with that story out of the way. So, The Exorcist, it was on my to-watch list about 2 years ago, and it was actually around the time of October, so it was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm excited to finally watch this. And this movie was actually parodied heavily a lot by its contemporaries. It was actually parodied in the early seasons of Saturday Night Live.
I'm not surprised.
Yep. It was parodied by the Scary Movies from the early 2000s. Yeah, obviously it would be. And it was just parodied, of course, during the 80s and stuff. And it became the franchise became a joke. At least
I would say
the movie The Exorcist became a joke in and of itself.
I would say The Exorcist might be the most iconic non-slasher horror movie.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the shot of right before the exorcism, which, spoiler alert, that happens, of the priest coming out of the taxi and just looking at the house, and the shot of the windows light shining right onto him as he's coming up to the door. I
would say actually the most iconic scene is floating in the bed.
Yeah, that's also... Well, that's actually another one, which I need to ask you before we continue on. What cut of the movie did you watch?
That is a good question.
Yeah, because... Yeah. So, okay, so before continue on, there's 2 cuts to this movie, technically.
I did not know that.
So, there's one cut of the movie that is the traditional theatrical cut. It has everything in it from the levitating of the bed, the scene of the priest coming out of the taxi and looking at the house. All that is there. The new cut was actually made by William Peter Blatty himself.
Okay.
Kind of. He wanted some scenes in the movie that were not in the theatrical cut. One of them was going to set up a sequel to a novel of his called Legion. And it was the only difference between the original theatrical cut and the new cut from the late 90s was they added in some new scenes of the demon, Pazuzu, which I guess technically is Pazuzu. I'll get to more of that later. They have, like, his face show up in, like, weird parts of the movie. Like, one of them where the mother is in the house and there's the lights flickering in the kitchen and she's confused on what's going on. You see Pazuzu's face right behind her. I do not like that. It's stupid and it's campy. And there's another scene where Reagan, the girl who's possessed, her face kind of shifts a little bit to looking like Pazuzu. Don't like that either. It's CGI and it's pretty campy.
I didn't see that then.
Then you probably watched the theatrical cut. And then the ending is changed a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And there's some small cuts here and there that are actually changed. Like, they're fixed a little bit to where it's like a seamless transition from one thing to another, which I will talk about too. I actually like that one. Out of everything, that one's there. And there's also one last other scene I need to mention that's also iconic. In the newer cut that was made, which some people call either the writer's cut or director's cut, which it's not director's cut, or what some people like myself like to call it, the cut that you never seen.
Oh.
Yeah, because of how the movie was marketed for its re-release in the late 90s. It was being described as the movie that you have never seen before.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so stupid. However, what the scene added, though, was something that kind of like became of a life its own. Reagan doing the spider walk down the stairs and just screaming and having blood come out of her mouth. That was not in the original theatrical cut.
Oh, I didn't see it.
My wife was actually watching this movie with me the other day when I was rewatching for the podcast, and she was asking, when is that scene going to come? And I was like, oh yeah, that scene was never actually in the theatrical cut. This is what this is.
Yeah, no, I never saw that scene. So.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have nothing to say about that scene. I have seen the scene because of that new cut, but yeah.
I didn't even think about that scene. So.
Yeah. All right, so what else am I missing here with The Exorcist, though? One of the things I really liked whenever I first saw this movie, and I just went out of my way to look at the behind the scenes, the cameraman actually got a large amount of behind the scenes footage. So like he was just randomly filming one day and was just showing everybody what was going on. So you would see pictures of Reagan getting the face paint put under her face. And then there was the interview between William Peter Blatty and William Friedkin. And believe it or not, there's a movie that I compare this to in which it is a lightning in a bottle moment. Mm-hmm. The Ghostbusters.
Okay.
We have the writers and the director. They all have the same vision. They have very similar ideas. And they're like, this is a lightning in a bottle, once in a blue moon scenario of like, They know what they're doing, and everything is working seamlessly together. And The Exorcist, for me, is very much like that. Because William Peter Blatty, the writer of the screenplay, and the writer of the original book, so you actually have the original book writer and the screenplay writer as the same person. This movie did actually eventually win the Academy Award for the first horror movie ever to win an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Ah, nice.
Yep. But
I wonder how many horror movies have won since.
Not that many.
Yeah.
But William Peter Blatty, he comes from a Catholic background.
Makes sense.
He is very, very Catholic.
Hey, we were talking a few episodes ago about people who like writing about things they know.
Yeah. Well, he's very familiar with it. This movie takes place in Washington, D.C., in Georgetown University, a Catholic Jesuit school. Very important that I mention Jesuit, by the way. I'll get to that later.
All right.
William Peter Blatty, alumni of Georgetown, very familiar with the Jesuits, so he knows his stuff. He's lived it pretty much all the way through. He's not a priest himself, but he actually brought some actors in to play as... they were playing as priests. They're actually priests themselves.
Oh.
I'll mention one of them later. William Friedkin, however, no. He's not from a Catholic background whatsoever. He's not very religious whatsoever. So it's like, you can tell some scenes where it's like, you can tell where the religion aspect shined through more, while the other one was like, yeah, this guy does not believe in it whatsoever. He's just doing it for the cinematic aspect. So, yeah. I've only known about The Exorcist since 2020. Well, not since 2024. I knew of it, but never saw it until pretty recently. For this, for just whenever I was just watching it on my own fruition. So, with that being said, we shall start with writing.
Yes.
So, I mentioned this before a little bit, how this is a very Catholic movie in a sense.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, Bryce, here on this, as somebody who's not from that background, or at least
not
familiar with it whatsoever. What did you think of the whole portrayal of its like religious like depictions or whatever? Like, what did you think of it?
Yeah. So mild background for myself. I'm not from a Catholic background. I'm not even from a Christian background.
Exactly.
Because my family was Jewish, and I mean Jewish.
The Three Stooges Larry joke right there. Well, kind of.
Yeah, so I never really attended any kind of mass or anything like that.
Yeah.
I grew up mostly in a fairly rural area that doesn't really support that kind of stuff, so I mostly learned how to practice at home.
Yeah.
So I never really understood any of these practices. The most I really know about them is just general depiction in media, and from what I've been told, because we live in the South.
Yeah. And
Christianity is inescapable here.
Especially Protestant Christianity.
Yes.
Catholic is not very big around here.
Yeah, no, not Catholicism isn't as big.
Yeah.
You still see it every once in a while, but...
It's more like northern states and whatnot you'll find Catholics at. For the majority of like stuff like that.
So, like, every once in a while you might see something, but it's, like, typically in the cities.
Yeah. Like, literally, we only have, like, one Catholic university in the state that we live in.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, every other state, they have, like, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, like, it's way bigger when you get to, like, New York.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get, the enormous Catholic churches there.
Mm-hmm. Very beautiful. But I haven't been to any of those in New York, actually.
I've been to one.
Oh, okay.
A couple friends of mine, I think they dragged me to the St. Patrick Cathedral or something like that. Because
So, like, my relationship to Catholicism, I was not raised Catholic. However, my father was very much into Catholicism, or at least aspects of Catholicism. He's very Protestant in his thinking and whatnot, but he's very interested in the vibes of Catholicism and some of that aspects. So he once dragged me and my family, when we were on a trip to Chicago, to a Catholic Mass. I was 8 years old. I had no idea what was going on.
Fair.
And all the imagery in it scared the living crap out of me. But now that I'm older, and I've actually studied Catholicism in some ways, it's like this for me. It's interesting, but my God, I can never look past the history of Catholicism, at least the Roman Catholic Church, to ever want to join it.
Fair.
It's so messed up. And even to this day, it's messed up. But when I compare this movie and like its story, the story of The Exorcist is very simple. Very simple. You have a young girl named Reagan with her mother. Her mother is an actress, and she is like, they're all far from home, and they're in Washington D.C. nearby Georgetown University, filming a movie, and all of a sudden Reagan just becomes ill. At least at the start, it just shows she's being ill. And so eventually, after all these medical tests prove nothing to say that whatever's showing is wrong with Reagan, her mom, who is not religious, has to turn to, well, the Catholic Church. Because it's like the doctor just said, why don't you do an exorcism? I mean, it's a sort of old, weird, archaic thing that the Catholics
it's basically placebo.
Yeah, it's like a placebo thing. So so Reagan's mom just approaches a Catholic priest known as Father Karras. I'll just go that right there, who is also at the meantime is having a crisis of faith.
Yep.
Who lost his mother and is just having a hard time piecing together the whole thing with the faith. Like he's just not wanting to do this anymore. Until eventually, like Reagan's mom breaks down and just begs him to do this, and well, he does go through the various tests, at least a very skinned down version of exorcisms, of like testing out if somebody qualifies to have one, because the movie shows it itself, like tells it very explicitly, like it's a long process to even get a confirmed exorcism, let alone like this was before the time when everybody knew what an exorcism was, because before then it was just a small open secret that the Catholics acknowledged, like, oh yeah, we used to do that a long time ago. Well, we don't do it nowadays. It's not really a thing because we didn't understand psychology or modern medicine and stuff.
They even mentioned in the movie.
Yeah. So, but after that, exorcisms exploded in popularity and pop culture. It's ridiculous. To the point where, like, it loses its original meaning of what an exorcism is supposed to be. But, so yeah, you have this whole dichotomy of the movie of, like, if everything of modern medicine and stuff fails and whatnot, we have to turn to religion when it's supposed to be the other way around. If religion ain't working, go get some help. Which that should be the basis anyway. So, I find the writing interesting in this movie on how it portrays its religious, like, symbolism and stuff like that. Heck, there's some scenes where, like, so you say you're not familiar with, like, say, the orders of Catholic Mass and
God. The only thing that I know, so I have friends who grew up in Catholic school, and every once in a while I'll, like, talk about and they'll give me, like, some passing information. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I made a joke a long time ago about, what do you do if the Pope sneezes? You can't say bless you. And then they were like, nah, that doesn't work.
That's not a thing.
Okay. And then, oh god, I wish I remember what the name of the position was, but there was like, they were talking about the organization at Catholic Church, and there's like some position that's in a church. They were like, oh yeah, no, like this doesn't actually do anything, but it was like his almightiness or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
It could be either a bishop or a cardinal. I don't say cardinal.
No, it was like, it was a nothing, like it was a voluntary position at a local church. Oh. It was like a super like over the top name for a position that I just couldn't stop laughing at.
That's so funny.
I'm just like, I wish I remember what the name of the, I'll have to like ask them later.
Yeah.
But like, oh man, it's such a funny name.
So one of the things that I noticed whenever I was like, as somebody that at least studies this in an academic sense.
Oh yeah, no, mine is completely passing about what people tell me.
Yeah. But mine is like, part of it was growing up in like a household that's kind of like this, but we weren't Catholic whatsoever. However, as somebody that studies religion in an academic sense, I can piece together like, oh, there's some deeper meaning into this a little bit. So one of them was when Father Karras was performing the Eucharist, or the Lord's Supper, as people would say. He's supposed to be giving the blessing of the bread and just saying what it's all supposed to mean. So he says, like, for the bread, it's like, this is my body that is supposed to represent the new covenant. Break it and eat it in remembrance of me. I'm paraphrasing here, but one thing that I noticed is that what told me a lot about how his character is feeling and like the gravity of what he's dealing with. The the step of what he did. You're not supposed to break the bread when right before you're presenting it to the audience and saying what it's supposed to represent. You're supposed to break the bread way later, after you talk about the cup of wine that's supposed to represent the blood. He broke it on the plate when really you're supposed to be doing this. You break it, but he's so shaken by what he's experiencing, he just breaks it. And I just noticed that, and I was like, this dude is so shaken up that he's just missing the steps that you're supposed to do during the Eucharist. So I really like that aspect. One thing that I was actually interested in a little bit was the demon itself.
All right.
Do you know where Pazuzu actually comes from?
Nope.
He's not a biblical character.
Oh.
He's not in the Bible, in the New Testament, or in the Old Testament. He's actually from Mesopotamian mythology.
That's, yeah. I mean, a lot of names of demons come from, like Tiamat, for example, comes from that.
Baal is probably from a Canaanite religion. Yahweh, or at least what we understand as Yahweh, very similar scenario, Canaanite. But he's a mishmash, like the conception of God today in Abrahamic religions is a combination of Baal, or Baal, I should say.
Yeah, and then there's a Beelzebub.
Beelzebub is a demon in a different way. But Pazuzu is a wind demon of the West, and sure enough, the whole thing of Pazuzu is that he calls himself the devil, and like some people say, like, yeah, Pazuzu and like Christianity and whatnot, he's supposed to be the devil in Christianity, but whole other story. But I just thought it was interesting, and like how William Peter Blatty, he's a Catholic and everything, but he acknowledges like, yeah, we are calling Pazuzu the devil, or at least like calling him the devil in this whole story.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say for writing? Unless
not really. I don't have a lot to say about the movie because
you're not familiar with the Catholic stuff and everything.
Yeah, no. So a lot of that really bounced off of me because I was really much watching it, and I was just like,
I personally think like just taking it as is something that should be done. I sometimes judged it as like a whole thing of like religious allegory, but my first time ever watching it was like just as a generic horror movie and whatnot. But one of the things I actually do like about with it, and I guess it would be tied to writing and design, it feels more grounded than, say, most other Exorcist movies that came later. Like, have you ever seen Poltergeist, for example?
I've never seen Poltergeist. I know of Poltergeist, but I haven't seen Poltergeist.
It goes very over the top and all these scares and whatnot, but meanwhile...
It's another one of the really low-budget ones, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but The Exorcist is like, they are trying to scale it down so much to where it's like, okay, we will go over the top at the end with the actual exorcism, but the actual scares and whatnot, let's just tone it down and just have it be very subtle and just have the characters themselves carry the gravitas of what's going on. Yeah. Which I guess would be a good segue into acting.
Well, before we do that.
What?
Because I still have some points.
Oh, go ahead.
All
right. What do you have problems with?
Okay, I have a problem. That's about it.
Go right ahead.
But I want to do some other things for them.
All right.
Because a lot of that stuff bounced off me, but it wasn't inaccessible. Because I was watching a lot of the stuff, and it's like, okay, they're explaining a lot of the procedure here, but, like, some of the aspects I didn't get, but it's not, like, incomprehensible.
Yeah.
As someone who didn't even, like, knows basically nothing about Christianity, outside of, like, there's effing Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff like that, I know, but, like, this movie, it's not incomprehensible.
No.
Like, they communicate it in a way that I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I understand what they're going for, and I understand how the plot is progressing.
Yeah.
But, weirdly enough, that actually leads into my problem, because it's not with that. They spend so much of the movie talking about it, and I'm learning so much of it through them talking about it, that we get to the end of the movie and the solution comes from none of that. So I watched the movie, and I'm...
give me an example so I can...
So, like, we're spending... Like, how much of the movie would you say, percentage-wise, is spent on religion?
Huh. Actually, a good question.
I would say a significant percentage.
Pretty good. Yeah, I'd say so.
What's the solution to actually getting the demon out of the girl and destroying it?
Well, let's see. The demon is beaten, quote unquote, when Damon
He
Karras
throws her to the ground, suffocates her,
yeah,
and it leaves her to go to him, and he throws himself out a window.
Okay, so here's what happens, actually. He's wearing a necklace that is, I know what the necklace is. It's supposed to be Joseph and Jesus. Joseph is supposed to be the adopted son of Jesus, or adopted father of Jesus.
Yep.
And when she rips that out, it's supposed to be like the guardrail that allows the demon to take over Damien Karras, and he's possessed by the demon. And in order to beat the demon, he decides to sacrifice himself by jumping out of the window.
So for me, as an average watcher, none of that's explained. The necklace thing?
Yeah.
So we're spending so much of the movie...
There is hints of the necklace. I do remember seeing it being seen. But in terms of it actually by itself, I don't think it was ever explained.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know for sure either. I don't know what the connection is between Joseph and, like, stopping demons or whatever until it's ripped off and, well, it's free to go right there.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know either.
From my experience, what happened was they spent so much of the movie explaining religious stuff, don't explain the one religious thing that really matters to that scene. So it just feels like they spent so much explaining the plan, and they solve it through a completely different thing they could have done from the beginning. So, like, to me, it feels like an unsatisfying ending because of that.
I see what you're talking about. I get that.
Yeah.
I probably would. I mean, I did mention this before. This is based off of a book, and from what I've read online, people generally say that, yeah, the book is, like, the movie does generally follow the book. Pretty much almost to a T, but there are some things that are cut, because, you know, book to adaptation is a thing. I don't know for sure how much they explain, though, the symbolic aspect of the necklace and Damien Karras being possessed and whatnot. I don't know for sure. Maybe it does in the book. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll actually read the book.
Yeah.
Because I actually really do like this whole story and whatnot, and it's very
interesting. Yeah.
Because it's very interesting. Like, it's so much more subtle compared to the other ones of Exorcist movies that you've ever seen and whatnot. Now, I'm just trying to piece together, like, is there actually any symbolic, like, any actual, like, explanations to this one? Which really, I can't really think of one really at all. It really wasn't a deal breaker to me because...
Oh, yeah, no, it's not a deal breaker to me. It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just, as someone who wasn't in depth in that, it felt very random.
That makes
so
sense.
Because to me, it felt very unsatisfying.
That makes sense.
Which isn't... You could have an unsatisfying ending to a movie. It's not a deal breaker, but, like, it does hurt.
Oh, believe it or not, a lot of people written to William Peter Blatty saying, didn't it make the devil win at the very end? And he's saying, like, no, because it's supposed to be, like, a good triumphing over evil and stuff and self-sacrifice. And I was like, I get what you're trying to go for, but I don't think it was fully conveyed like that in the movie.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
No. I agree. It does not feel like that.
Yeah. However, this movie...
The ending... Yeah, so, like, yeah. I just wanted to mention real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not a deal breaker for the movie, but ultimately, a good ending to a movie is very important.
Yeah.
That can make or break a movie.
Yes.
Like, we talked about Princess Bride. Imagine if Princess Bride did the ending to the book. That would be insane. Yep. Like, that would ruin the movie.
Yep. It would. Now, let me find out here for sure. I'm making sure all my notes here are safe and sound. Perfect. Okay. So, you have anything else to say about writing? Or
no.
Good segue to acting. All right. So, acting. There are maybe 2 characters in this movie where their actors are actually priests. Genuinely priests. And I'm curious. Well, actually, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, actually. There's actually, I'll tell you which ones.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, it is...
Well, I can wager a guess.
Yeah.
Would it be the old man?
No.
Not the old priest. Okay.
No. That's Max von Sydow, actually.
Okay. Would it be the priest he went to get permission for an exorcism?
I think that's correct, actually.
Because, okay.
Yep. All right, now you got one more.
Got one more. So it's the priest he went to get the exorcism. I don't think it's the main guy. I don't think the main guy is.
Father Karras? No.
Yeah.
Jason Miller is actually an actor who actually was educated in Catholic schools.
Oh, okay.
He went to, like, various Catholic universities.
Would it be... Let's see. I'm trying to remember
There's one other Catholic priest that's prominent in the movie, but it's in a background role.
Prominent movie background role?
He has a connection to Father Karras and the mom.
Oh, it's the one he confides in. Where he's like, yeah, it's like, he like, talks about the stuff, and then he, like, talks about the other person, and it's like, yeah, no, his mother's going through a hard time, and, like, he makes the connection.
Father Dyer.
Okay, I see.
Played by William O'Malley, who is an actual priest.
Oh my god, what an Irish name.
Yep.
Oh!
Yeah.
Whew.
Passed away, actually, just a couple years ago.
What was that name again?
William O'Malley.
Oh, man.
I do not believe, though, he is Catholic.
Careful, I have to drive after this.
He's actually from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But he is
Of course he is.
But he is an actual priest, though. He passed away at the age of 91.
Oh, nice.
So, what are the standout performances in this movie? I'm curious to know which one it is, because there's one easy one for me.
Oh, there's an easy one for me.
What is it?
It's the girl.
Linda Blair?
Yeah.
That's actually not it, but it's a close second.
She does such a good job.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Amazing job. But that's not the standout performance for me.
Okay.
Ellen Burstyn as the mom.
Fair enough.
I fully believe everything that she is going through entirely. Like her yelling at the doctors and at Father Karras and everything, I fully believe in her performance. And
First half of the movie, yeah, I agree.
Oh, first half of the movie, you agree?
Yeah, second half, she drops off a little bit, but first half, yeah, she's really good.
So believe it or not, that was not neither of the Williams' first pick, actually.
Oh, interesting.
They had 3 other actresses. The one that was from The Graduate, that plays as the mom. I forgot her name, but she was actually pregnant, so she wouldn't be available until another year later.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, we can't go with her. The next one was...
I mean, they could have, but...
They could have, but they were like, we're only on a time constraint because we're using Washington, D.C. Actual sets in this movie, which we'll talk about later. The second pick was Audrey Hepburn.
Ooh, that would have been weird.
Weird, yes, but yeah. Audrey Hepburn said, I love this movie, but I want it to be filmed in Rome.
Okay, she's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, listen, Audrey, I love you, but no.
That's Audrey Hepburn for you. Like, Audrey Hepburn was comically rich. Like, she was stinky rich.
Iconic in her own right, but comically rich. But and then
it's not surprising she had no sense of, like, that's out of budget.
Yeah. And now for the third one. Jane Fonda. And you know, yes, I'm not kidding, Jane Fonda. And you know what she said? She said this sounds like capitalist schlock. Because this was around the time when she was protesting the Vietnam War, and she got into a lot of controversy because of like her stance with the Viet Cong.
Interesting.
She called it capitalist schlock. Meanwhile, she made a movie that's like a shitty version of Conan the Barbarian, I think. Yeah, thanks a lot there, Jane Fonda.
What movie was it?
I need to look this up, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, that was a fucking thing. Jane Fonda. Let me find the movie. Yeah, this is a... Barbarella.
Barbarella! Ooh, I forgot about Barbarella.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Made that 5 years ago. Yeah, you have no reason to say anything, Jane. I hope you know that.
I want to watch Barbarella again.
No!
It's so cheesy.
It's
so cheesy.
Never doing it. You can get the frog to review that movie.
No, I'm going to get a different friend of ours. I know exactly who I've watched Barbarella with me now.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, it's bad. It's so bad.
But yeah, in terms of like the other acting, though, this will tie into actually with design with like makeup and whatnot. It is the old man, Father Marin, who helps out with The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
Try to figure out how old he was, you think, in the movie, like without any context.
I'm guessing, if I were to make a guess, I'd say probably around 62.
62.
Was he 62?
No.
Oh.
Alright, let's see. So this movie came out in 1973. I got a minus his date of, like his year of birth. He was 44.
Ooh, good makeup.
Yeah, the makeup is insane. Because whenever I was researching him for like the podcast and everything years ago, there's an episode, and I saw how old he was during the making. Holy shit, I did not realize it. He only died like 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And they brought him back for another Exorcist movie like the early of the century. Looks exactly the same. They didn't need to use makeup. They actually got how he would have looked. Yeah, the makeup in this movie is insane.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it is very good. But I was going to save that for design.
Yeah. All right, so we can... But yeah, for the acting, though, I love almost every performance in this movie. None of them really honed it up for me. I know you didn't really like Linda Bernstein in the second half of the movie.
No, it's not I didn't like them. I think they were stellar in the first half, and they were fine in the second half.
Makes sense.
It's not that they were bad, it's just...
I fully was believing in everything that she was doing.
Oh, yeah, no, like, the first half of the movie, I'm like, oh, she's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half, she drops off a lot, but I also think that they just didn't have much to give her.
Yeah. All right, so, production. One thing I want to say, which is very small or whatever, but it's something that would tie into writing, too. The music.
Fair, yeah.
Everybody knows the Exorcist theme, which is actually just Tubular Bells by what's his name? The guy who created the Tubular Bells. Whole rabbit hole, by the way. If you ever wanted to get into music and whatnot, research Tubular Bells. It is so fascinating because this guy is like saying, I'm just remaking this song over and over again because I pictured it in my head, but there's no instruments that can do it for me. So like he made that theme song using like four, like I think it's like a 4-tape track. So you have 4 layers of a track. He combined it all into one, and then he did it again, and just added more into it. And yeah, in that theme song, I thought when I first saw this movie, I thought this movie is gonna overblow the hell out of the soundtrack. No, the only time they ever do it is in the beginning of the movie.
Fair enough.
And that's it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I really like that theme song, but it's not played very often.
So, the standout I actually want to give here is the special effects.
Yes.
The special effects in this movie are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for the time period.
Mm-hmm.
They make good use of suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Suspension, you didn't really see a lot of it up until this point. Because, like, you really began seeing the first suspension effects in the 60s with Kubrick.
Mm-hmm.
Kubrick really began using that. So, by the early 70s, this has developed really far. So I can see how this is really scary for the time period, because no suspension or pull effects like this existed at the time period. This is the first time they would have seen it in a horror setting.
Mm-hmm. One other thing that I wanted to mention, I wouldn't say it's a good special effect, because if you know, whenever I point it out and you watch it again, you would kind of notice it. The use of string to pull characters back and forth in some places.
Yeah.
So, like when Linda Blair, when she was like being hoisted back and forth and whatnot, I think Linda Blair said like when she was older in interviews, she was saying like, yeah, they really hammed it up on that because it was starting to hurt after a while when they were doing it. And then when Linda Blair and Linda Bernstein were in the scene where Linda Bernstein was going to be pulled back against the wall.
Yep.
So Linda Bernstein went up to the guy that was supposed to be in charge of that, and she just said, "Hey, can you not pull that hard, please? It actually is really aggressive." Yeah, William Friedkin just went up to him afterwards and was like, "Pull the hell out of that rope."
God.
Yeah, so whenever I watched that scene again and I saw the string actually right there, she hit the back of her head against the wall. I was like, dude, Friedkin was well known for that kind of shit, like what Kubrick did.
Yeah, no.
So it's like, dude,
I was about to say Kubrick, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, God almighty. And like, yeah, I mean, Blairstein did say eventually, like, she was like, it's fine, but like, good lord, at the time, that shit hurt. That shit hurt.
What's with effing directors from the 60s and 70s and using the female actress?
I have no idea. See, the only other time Friedkin did weird shit like that, I'm trying to remember his other iconic movie. It's The French Connection.
Literally, French Connection. Oh.
Yeah, he that whole scene where there was like a whole car chase scene, and he's literally in a busy street, and it's like, yeah, just go for it. Like, who cares if you hit something? You're fine. We got a budget. It's like, oh god, that's rough.
Oh man, I need to rewatch The French Connection. It's been forever.
Yeah, I need to as well. I'm not putting it on my replacement movies though.
That's fair.
I got an idea of what I might do.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to replace it here in a few weeks again.
No, I think this will be like for sure done actually.
Okay.
All right, so anything else for production though before we get to design?
Makeup.
Absolutely the makeup. Most iconic horror face or something like that of all time. And I saw different renditions of what they were going to go for Linda Blair as Reagan. Would not be good.
The scar tissue they did on this, oh my god, the scar tissue is so good for this time period. Oh my god. They added actual like depth and shading to it.
Yeah.
It's not even like a surface level like, because what they used to do back then is they would just take like a black marker and just paint it on there. Because like that's what they used to do black and white.
Yep.
That's all you needed really to do. But when color came around, that really changed how they had to do stuff. And man, this is such good makeup.
Yep.
Especially like for the face.
Yes.
It's so hard to do.
Dude, they had, I cannot imagine how painstaking it was to sit in the chair and just have them do all that. But even still, it's so.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so well done. Like I can't even tell which ones were from different takes of the day. It's like they got it down almost to a T.
Which is really hard to do for Scars and Blood.
Yep. Scars
and Blood, for when you're doing, like, even stage makeup, it's so hard to stay consistent with it. Because, like, what you need is, like, really good makeup worksheets. And makeup worksheets can only get you so far.
Yep.
Because all it takes is adding a little too much fake blood to something, and boom, it's immediately wrong or going to be disconnected from the next scene or something like that.
Yep.
you need such good communication between artists and them to have a really fine hand at this. So they got a really good makeup team, I'd say.
Yeah.
And not to mention for the old man, that's some good elder makeup.
Yeah. Like, I didn't realize that until I researched it, and I was like, wait, he died in 2020? How old was this guy? And I was like, oh, he was, like, in his mid-40s. It's like, wow. That's insane.
It's not easy doing elder makeup. I would say.
I just realized something, Bryce, that I didn't mention it before. For the first 10 minutes of this movie, it's a sand movie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is technically a desert movie.
Yeah, for this part of it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's for the first 10 minutes they were in Iraq.
Yes, northern Iraq.
Yep.
Which I remember looking at and being like, so is this northern Iraq or is this Kurdistan?
Oh my god. But no.
But a dish.
Oh man. But yeah, I have nothing else to really say. I'm really positive on this movie a whole lot.
Yeah, no, this is a good movie.
Yeah. Alright, would you recommend this movie to people?
If you're a horror buff, this is a necessary watch.
Yeah. However, here's a good question actually though. Would you agree that this is the scariest movie of all time?
No.
I would not either.
Nowhere close.
However, I think it is very effective on, like, the idea of, like, when everything that you would assume would work, like medicine and whatnot, and it doesn't, you have to turn to religion when you don't want to. That right there is kind of scary to me in a sense. A little bit.
Yeah. I do think this is not the scariest movie of all time because as time has gone on, standards of horror have changed drastically. Mm-hmm. Like, back in the day...
Shoot, this was right around before Satanic Panic really
Yeah, like, back in the day, Dracula was considered the scariest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Most people who watch Dracula nowadays aren't even scared when watching it.
Yeah.
The standard of horror has just changed so dramatically.
Yeah. Honestly, it's more scary on the implications on some things.
Yeah.
But as it's on its own and whatnot, no. But it's still very good.
Yeah.
Like, I was honestly shocked by how much I enjoyed it when I first saw it.
Unfortunately, I would say one of the very few, like, horror movies that, like, big picture horror movies, like, the latest you can go and still have it be, like, very scary is Jaws.
Yeah, maybe.
Any earlier than that, it's, like, exponentially, like, less scary.
Yeah, I can't think of any movies from before this time period where we're actually kind of scary.
Like, it's just an unfortunate thing from time. Like, our standards of horror just moved so much.
Yeah.
But during the time period, we're just unbelievably terrifying.
Yep. So, yeah, you said you would recommend this for horror
Yeah, no,
fans.
and I think, like, a lot of people could.
Even still, like, for, like, Halloween time period.
Oh, yeah, no, like, this is an easy throw-on in the background kind of horror movie for Halloween.
Yeah. What would you rate this out of 10?
This is a solid 7.
Dang. I was expecting a little bit higher, but I gave it a 10 personally. I loved everything about this.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, personally...
Like, I honestly thought it would be around an 8.
It would be a 10 for me if it wasn't for the ending.
Makes
That
sense.
ending knocked off a solid 3 points for me.
So, I mentioned this a little bit ago, and we will get to that when it'll be time for me to pick for a movie because of a repeat. I saw a sequel to this movie for The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah?
We are not watching The Exorcist 2. That movie is horrible. And I shit you not, it is actually unwatchable. I am not kidding. Like, genuinely speaking, there are certain movies in this world that I say are genuinely unwatchable for a variety of reasons. This one is unwatchable because of how bad it is. It is not that good at all. I think
it's unwatchable. It's not that good. The dynamics of the immediacy of that.
Okay, look. I mean, it's unwatchable in that it's like, it's not scary. It's not well made at all. It's so stupid. There's some lines in this movie are so bad they're just memeable. Like, one of them is where a character is possessed, and she just has locusts all over her face, and she's like, I am Pazuzu. And it's like, dude, this is so stupid. And Linda Blair is in this movie, too. By the way, it's literally called The Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Yeah, that sound.
It's awful. And, like, she is an adult now, and, like, somebody asks, like, why are you here? And she's like, I was possessed by a demon. And she's trying to be serious about it. And she's like, oh, but don't worry, he's gone now. I was like, oh my god, you cannot save that line at all. You can't do it. This is not right. I mean, Linda Blair's a good actress, but this is not good. She's not good in this movie at all.
I think the only way you could have done a Exorcist 2 is doing the Terminator 2 thing.
I don't know.
Where you have to have them be in a mental hospital and, like, someone else is possessed and they're like, no, I have to do this. I have to.
Yeah. Well, however, Exorcist 2 is unwatchable. Exorcist 3 is actually interesting to me because it's not directed by William Friedkin anymore.
Well, I guess they could have been a nun. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. The Exorcist 3, or it's actually called The Exorcist 3 Legion, when it was actually originally going to be called Legion. It is a sequel to The Exorcist, but it's not directed by William Friedkin anymore. It's actually directed by the author, William Peter Blatty.
Oh.
Yeah, and I actually found it interesting whenever I watched it a couple years ago after this one. I was like, this is actually interesting. Like, I really would love to see what Bryce's thoughts are on this. So, when we get to that, I might actually recommend it for the, the changes of the repeat stuff. Yeah, the repeat.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it might happen. So, however, if that's the case,
when the top 50 ends, we're going to have so many movies. So.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to tell you, I might have to send you a video of like the changes of the original cut of the movie. So at least, because the ending of the recut of The Exorcist, it changes the ending to where instead of it having Father Dyer looking down the stairs and him walking away, he meets the detective.
Oh.
And they just talk to one another, and the detective just asks him, "Hey, do you watch movies? I got a spare ticket to go watch a movie down over at the cinema. You want to go watch?" And that sets up directly to Exorcist 3.
Oh.
Yeah, so it just sets things up more clearly. All right, so halfway finally.
Yes.
We're now to our number 24s, which will be
for your pick.
A historical movie.
Yeah.
First time, actually, probably in a while, as far as I can think of. But it's First Man, the story of Neil Armstrong and the Apollo 11 mission.
Yes.
And your movie,
Rashoman.
Very fascinating.
This is our third Akira Kurosawa film.
Yep. Is this your last Akira Kurosawa?
Nope.
Or are we almost there?
There's 4 in total.
All right. Well.
Ooga shaka, ooga shaka, ooga shaka.